right, we are live. Welcome everybody to our Juneteenth conversation. It is Juneteenth today, June 19th. So really excited that we are here together with two amazing women that are going to share some things. I'm going to throw some questions at them today. So I'm Lynn Pelzer. I'm the COO of FemCity, and I'm really excited that we're going to be coming to you live today. Welcome, ladies.
Hello, and thank you so much for the opportunity to share today.
Exactly. So good.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said yes. I'm so glad you said yes. Thank you. I'm going to do an introduction for both of you, and then we'll get right into it. So Dr. Melinda Hill is a certified coach, speaker, and trainer at Maxwell Leadership, and she is an expert in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. And Tayloria Grant is owner and CEO of One Full Life. She's a speaker, marketer, brand expert, and also sits on our FemCity DEIB committee. So we get to be together every so often, sharing all kinds of goods. We never have enough time for it too. So it's awesome. Thank you very much for joining. It's great. So let's start off with what does Juneteenth mean to you? I'll come to you first, Dr. Melinda. And what does it mean to you? What if people don't even know what it is? Some people don't even know.
Absolutely. You are correct. Some people really don't know what it is. But for me, Juneteenth is a celebration of freedom. It's a celebration of family. It's a celebration of when we get together, it's food and it's fun. And it's a time to celebrate and live, not just today, but live in a way that honors, for me, my ancestors and their struggles to get here to America. But for me, it's celebration and freedom.
Oh, amazing. I love that. Thank you. Tayloria, how about you?
Yes, Juneteenth. I think one of the interesting things, even being African American, I grew up in Ohio. I didn't know about Juneteenth, believe it or not. My first job was in San Antonio, Texas, and I was invited to a Juneteenth event. And really understanding, particularly in Texas, that enslaved African Americans didn't know for 2 years that about the emancipation, that they had freedom. So what does it mean? Fast forward today. It's a reminder of the ongoing struggle of justice and equality. I know Dr. Hill has mentioned, but within society. And it really has a deep significance for me of celebration of freedom and equality, even in this day and age. So it is a very special day, and excited that we are celebrating, sharing, and educating today, and continuing to move forward with justice and equality and freedom.
Oh, beautifully said from both of you. Thank you. I'm not sure if both of you know that I'm Canadian. So it is not a federal holiday in Canada. And I have noticed in the last, I feel like it's 5 years, maybe a little bit longer, that even when I go to the dollar store, there are Juneteenth items here. So I kind of think that's exciting, that some people are getting to know. Yeah, I didn't know anything about it like 15 years ago for sure. So I thank you for that. So the next thing I want to ask is, what initiatives or actions do you think that individuals can take to honor the day? Dr. Melinda, you get to go first.
As an individual, honoring the day, educating yourself, broadening your understanding of, what does this really mean? Like you said, Tayloria, you didn't know what it meant years ago, and I really didn't know what it meant. To be honest, I would see Juneteenth celebrations at the lake, and I live about 45 minutes from the lake. But it just didn't really resonate with me until maybe 5 years ago, and then 3 years ago when it became a federal holiday, and I worked for the state institution, and we had the day off. But education, and then don't diminish or downplay the day, but appreciate the day, even if it's not a day that you would celebrate. Like you just said, Lynn, you're in Canada and FemCity is taking time out to acknowledge and celebrate. And so I believe that's what individuals can do, but educate yourself.
Right.
And
share it with other people. Share it with other people.
Absolutely.
Right, that don't know.
Absolutely.
I love that.
I love
And just before I jump to you, Tayloria, one thing that we added into our email that was going out in June about Juneteenth was a link to the website. I think it's juneteenth.com. And it really went through, what exactly it is and the meaning and how it developed and, the history of why the day is so important. And so I'm hoping people click on it that don't know. They're just like, oh, actually,
Yes.
I hear about it, I don't really know. And again, especially our Canadians too, like because it's not a holiday, it's not brought to their awareness as much. So awesome. Tayloria, what do you think for individuals, like in ways they can honor the day?
Yes, I love that Dr. Hill talked about first educating yourself about the history and significance. In addition, I think to add on to that, I know we both mentioned about local events, and I had the pleasure of going this weekend here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But if you can, participate in local Juneteenth events. Support Black-owned businesses. Here in FemCity, we are about women empowering, and a lot of us are business owners. It's another great way to be able as an individual to honor and to ensure that we are moving forward with equality and freedom. And then I also just would encourage our members and those that are watching this to engage in conversations about racial justice. And how can we actively, pull apart and dismantle those systemic racisms? These are things that we can do ongoing, not just on Juneteenth, but Juneteenth serves as that reminder of what we're pushing through as a nation, as people, as individuals, and what can you do to make a difference. So those are some of my suggestions as well.
I love that. Thank you for that. And you know what? And for me, in my own journey of diversity, equity, inclusion, is my suggestion is don't be afraid to have the conversations. And they cut each conversation builds, and don't be afraid to say, I don't understand and I don't know, but I want to. So I think that was a big piece for me a few years ago when I was getting more into this space of going like, there's just so much I don't know. Don't be scared.
Yeah, people are often scared to touch the elephant in the room, but just have those courageous conversations from a place of curiosity. Like, hey,
exactly.
Can I ask you something?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And understand that it's a journey. And it's not like, oh, now that I'm, trying to grow in this area, I'm just instantly, I get it. Of course you don't. Or of course I don't. So it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting onto a whole other thing. So, and what about organizations? So we talked about individuals, but what about organizations? What do you think? There's little suggestions or thoughts about what they can do for honoring the day? Because they have some power.
Absolutely. They have some power, and incorporating celebrations. Making sure you take time to even ask, your Black employees, what is it that you would like to do? What is it that would honor you and make you feel proud and included, but definitely taking time to celebrate. I know at the national level, there was a huge celebration, but just following suit, taking time, stop, pause, make it about awareness. Don't make it about an agenda, but make it a time of celebration and asking people, what is it that would honor you and not dishonor you? Because I've heard an ice cream story, and the ice cream story was not a good story. So I don't know if the corporation took time to say, hey, what would you like? What would honor you on Juneteenth? But definitely making it more than a day off, but going beyond and creating, for me, a culture of belonging. Because a lot of times organizations will have the mechanics in place. They'll do the hiring, and you'll have your data analytics, and you'll have your ERGs. but how do you go beyond and make a culture of belonging? And that, for me, is hearing the voice of your people.
Oh,
Wow.
beautiful. I want to do a YouTube short on just what you said right there. We need this. Isn't it human nature completely that we want to be heard? Like everybody would like to be heard and not just given something that isn't the right answer. Like if you ask and you get the answer, we can do better.
Yes,
So
and
good.
a lot of times
better.
that mechanics, you're setting up the mechanical part, but then there's that mindset part. There's that mindset where there's curiosity and empathy for another person. You know, what is it like to be in your shoes? And so I leave the mechanics part to experts like Tayloria, because she sounds like she's like down with the, you know, just like what to do. And I'm a mindset person. How do we change the culture and the mindsets of the people in our organizations? And for me, that starts with empathy and inclusive leadership.
Empathy is a word that comes up a lot, actually, when we are discussing DEIB. And so I love that you said that word too, because that's what Violet and I talk about a lot. It's like at the core, it's empathy. Right?
It really is.
Absolutely.
I love it. Wow.
Yeah. Tayloria, what do you think for organizations?
I just love the way Dr. Hill said that, because I'm going to talk about maybe some things you can do, but back to listening, asking the questions before you just put out these events that may not really resonate, you know, within the organization or the company. So I love that about, you know, the mindset and the people. When you get that feedback, what are some things maybe in the practical way that a company or organization possibly could do? And I think a big part about that inclusivity is recognizing, acknowledging Juneteenth, like we're doing today, you know, to be able to recognize it as a company-wide holiday. Also to organize any type of events. Once you get that feedback, are there events and workshops that could raise awareness? Back to who is within your organization, there's an opportunity, and I think FemCity today, amplifying Black voices and those experiences. And then what can you do that's ongoing, implementing those diversity and equity training programs and supporting different community initiatives with equality. So I think there's a lot, but it goes back. I love how Dr. Hill said again, ask what would be valuable within your organization from those employees who are there.
Yeah, I love it.
And I like how you mentioned the training programs, how to keep it going. And for me, I'm biased and sorry, I'm a coach. And so incorporating training with coaching is an effective way in providing organizations opportunities to meet their DEIB goals, because coaching is the one intervention, the only intervention that influences both the conscious and the subconscious level of an individual. So incorporating an intervention that is a cause and effect. It takes a look at the existing way of thinking, their belief system, and then how can you help change their actions and their behaviors. And so it's training and coaching. So inclusive coaching for your leaders, and then diversity coaching for your employees, so that you can create an atmosphere for them that celebrates and creates a safe place where they can talk about their cultural differences.
And ongoing, not just on the one or two, special days that come up that are like, oh, we need to do something today. I mean, it's good to do something on those days as well, but it's the ongoing. You know, you just inspired me about something. So we are doing some corporate programs with FemCity. So we have some experts like yourselves that are going to be teachers. And imagine if one of the things is just some like lunch and learn type of things that are maybe like a 4-week program, like just to, you know, and keep that going and keep offering it during the year. And groups can take it for 4 weeks, and groups could do it just as starting points. That'd be great.
Absolutely. It is. It's a journey. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. If the corporations are offering it like in a larger group setting, I think that's helpful. Just getting people's mind started. Yeah, and curious and in that sort of comfortable space. Okay, any final thoughts or comments from either one of you about Juneteenth or anything you want to share, because you're both brilliant.
Go ahead.
I would like to say, you know, as we reflect today, or even if you're watching this on another day, just that I want to leave a part that Juneteenth, it does serve as a powerful reminder of the progress. As we've talked about, it's a journey. It's not just one day, it's not overnight, but that we made progress as a society, but there still is work that lies ahead. But so it's essential that we embrace this day, but also with reflection, with education, and a commitment for creating more just and equitable future for all of us. So, you know, I just ask that we pause and say, what can I do? You know, honor that we have made progress, but you know, what else can I do to help move us forward even more?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and to make these lasting improvements, whether it be for yourself or within your organization, it just takes time and it takes effort. You have to be intentional. You got to know yourself in order to grow yourself. And the same place as an organization, where are your gaps? And how can you, you know, fill those gaps in? And it takes time and it takes effort, and it won't happen all of a sudden. But that continual and intentional effort to grow oneself and to grow your organization in differences. Like, how can we are different, but how can we create this safe space of belonging for everyone?
That's a key one.
Ooh, I love it. Thank you. This is so good. I feel like we could just do this every month. And just continue the conversation. We can do it every week, continue the conversations. And what keeps coming up for me while both of you are speaking is just like the journey. And this, you know, you start in one spot and you keep moving through and educating and not being afraid. You know, when I started on this journey with another group of women, they were very afraid. And it was a safe spot. We were very afraid to have conversations because we don't want to hurt someone's feelings. We're not sure, is this what we're supposed to say? You know what? If you're coming from the right place, you can start the conversation. I think that's usually my advice. Like, don't be so afraid, because you're not going to get anywhere if you say nothing and do nothing. So I love it. Well, thank you both. Where can people find you if they'd like to, you know, continue conversation with you? Tayloria?
Yes, Tayloria Grant. I know it's not sometimes the easiest spelling, but being a FemCity, you can find me. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. Those are great places. You can just put in my name, Tayloria Grant, and find me there. But I love to connect and have those conversations. Like I say, it's truly, I think that's the key of having a safe space. But yeah, you can find me there.
Thank you.
You can find me at melindachill.com, Melinda C. Hill. So it's melindachill.com. And just reach out. This is a lot of work. And sometimes when you have such a huge project, you don't know what to do. Sometimes you just don't do anything. So reach out to me for diversity consultancy. So with the right approach, you really can foster workplaces and these cultures that embrace different viewpoints, and they just lead to greater opportunities for a culture of belonging. But you don't have to do it yourself, and just be brave.
That's the thing.
Seek mutual understanding, empower your people to act, and have these open channels of communication, and just commit time and effort. And you can reach me at melindachill.com. And I'm always eager and excited to help. Like my husband, he saw me dressed and he was like, you're not working today? And I'm like, well, today's diversity day, honey. This is not work for me. This is sowing seeds. This is my passion. This is what I was born to do. Like Martin Luther King said, you know, this is hand in hand doing God's work. And so for me, it's not work, you know, it's my passion.
Yeah.
melindachill.com. Yeah. That's my name, Melinda Chill. Melinda Chill. I get excited sometimes. Melinda Chill.
They just chill.
I love it. That's so good. Okay. Well, thank you both. I hope you both have a
Thank
great
you.
day. I hope you have some celebrations. And Dr. Melinda, you said good food. That sounds like a great idea too. And
Always
just enjoy
good.
your day. And thank you for all that both of you contribute to FemCity, and especially to today. So thanks for taking your time.
Thank you for
Thank you for
having me.
having us.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.